Welcome to Zkast, everyone. I'm Zkast Caraval from ZK Research and MWC 2025. I'm with Markus Nispel, CTO of Europe for Extreme Networks, and longtime Zkast alumnus Bob Laliberte from theCube Research. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Zkast. Thanks for having us.
And Markus, this is the largest service provider show in the industry. Extreme, I've always thought it was an enterprise company. Why are you here?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Besides CTO EMEA, I'm also heading up AI engineering at Extreme, and that's the topic of a panel that I got invited to, AI and human ingenuity, how it impacts creativity from a human's perspective and how humans are going to interact with AI moving forward. And we have a lot to say about that because we're building products based on AI for humans, and this is right in our wheelhouse.
Yeah, well, I guess the network's core to everything. I saw your boss, Nabil Bukhari, at CES too, and I wondered why he was at a consumer show. So if you can be there, I guess you can be an enterprise and at a telco show. Yep. Now, I do find the topic of your session really interesting, AI-human interaction. Talk about what that means. What does that look like, and what are some of the key things you want to get on the panel?
Yeah, actually, humans and AI interaction, for us, it's all about trust. Trust will drive adoption, and so we have to design also products that allow customers to interact effectively with AI, and also as they build trust, change the interaction patterns on how you use AI. Initially, we envision this is going to be mostly used in a conversation to get actual recommendations. Then you start building capabilities and products with AI, and ultimately, as trust increases from a human perspective, you will hand over entire tasks and activities to AI, to actually autonomous agents that will do the job for you. So that's the ultimate path that we see AI is going to be on together with humans. So, and as AI evolves, humans need to more and more understand what are the capabilities and how do I trust AI and validate what's happening at each step along the way.
Yeah, so that's obviously that time to comfort is so important with AI. And when you're talking about the interaction, I assume you're referring to having these closed loop systems that give the users the ability to provide feedback to those recommendations and validate whether or not they were accurate.
Yeah, exactly. But not only that, so the feedback is important also for us to improve the product, but also feedback and a human in the loop is initially going to be important as we look at AI taking actions. And as AI wants to take actions, a human in the loop to finally approve the change before it actually happens is important for the human, for building the trust, but also a lot of processes in today's organizations aren't really aligned and don't take into account that AI could make automated action. So everybody who has been with ITIL and process documentation knows what I'm talking about. This is going to be something where also enterprises have to change the way on how they approach network management, network operations, and network automation ultimately.
So, and this I think goes along the thesis too that I think Jensen talked about it in a CES keynote of co-pilots becoming co-workers, right? So right now when you think of AI, the Microsoft Copilot thing, it's a tool we use to help us do our job better, but in fact what you're talking about is actually AI being somebody I work with having a complete task. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. As also AI capabilities evolve at the same time as we are building up trust, AI and specifically AI agents become part of your virtual and human team. So you will see more and more AI agent to human interaction in a team, and that builds out the capabilities. And as in every regular team as well, you need to trust AI, you need to trust the team member, and you need to trust that the team member is doing the right thing and making the right recommendation initially to you, as that team member might be a junior, and as that junior becomes a senior, becomes an expert, then you're going to hand over complete tasks to that expert ultimately.
And Bob, do you think people are going to trust these AI agents to just run parts of their network and things?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think right now what we're seeing is a much greater comfort level with it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the consumerization of AI, right? All of the chat GPT and things like that. So it's not like this secret magic box. it's models, it's explainable, right? And like you said, that feedback loop is so, I think, inherent to building that trust. So being able to show organizations, here's the alert we got, here's what we believe the recommendation is, and over time building that trust is really what's going to lead to organizations getting comfortable with it and being able to do it. But I think that's been accelerated by a lot of the consumerization of AI, and now we're seeing it take hold inside the IT department as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think AI, you pointed it out rightly, was first adopted on the consumer side, so employees coming into enterprises are accustomed to it already. They have experience, at least those who want to work with AI. So it's a much lower barrier to entry from an enterprise vendor point of view to get those employees start to adopt and use and leverage AI along the way. Yeah,
I think it also drives the adoption of digital twins for your the co-workers to work with and model things. And it's been a couple of years, I think, since Extreme announced its digital twin platform. So talk about just what a digital twin is and what's the progress you've had with that so far.
Yeah, absolutely. So digital twin is really a virtual representation of your physical infrastructure and entity, and you actually do that to simulate certain scenarios, whether it's change management, you want to run optimization and see how you can optimize your network for certain business KPIs, whether it's power consumption, performance, whatever it is, and a digital twin allows you to validate those assumptions and those models. As we enter the era of AI agents, digital twin will twist a little bit and change the way on how they're going to get leveraged. It becomes more of an entity and capability and a tool that an AI agent will have access to in order to validate a change before the change gets deployed. Going back to human in the loop, and before you make a change, make a recommendation, but you can also increase the confidence that the change that you're making is not breaking things based on digital twin capabilities that will be available as tools, so you can run the change mathematically before you actually execute it.
Yeah, I was going to say, and that's going to be so critical, especially now that the environments are becoming so distributed and so complex. It's really beyond the human mind's comprehension to be able to understand all of the changes that are taking place across such a widely distributed environment, and that's where things like digital twin and AI are really going to help.
Yeah, absolutely. The more things you have to look at, the better AI and ML become, because a human can't just oversee the impact of a certain change. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I think networks actually hit that point a long time ago. I just think it's taken us a while to catch up here. Yeah,
Totally. That's why we see regularly, I mean, most of the time when networks goes down, they don't go down because of equipment, they go down because of a change. However, that change got introduced into the network. And AI will help to eliminate or reduce the number of outages based on those changes where somebody or some entity can't oversee the entire impact of the change itself.
All right, Markus. So when we think about AI-human interaction, that obviously has a lot of security concerns. So talk about the implications of security as they start working more with machines.
Yeah, security to me comes in multiple dimensions. So there's data security that needs to be taken into account. If you think about AI shines the most where you have a diverse set of data that you use to make a decision. And that diverse set of data usually comes from different areas and pockets within the enterprise, and you're combining that. So data governance, data privacy, and ultimately then data security as well becomes critically important as you process underlying data and provide it to AI to make intelligent decisions. On top of that, AI security and safety is a big topic for us as well. So from our point of view, I highly recommend to work with strategic partners. On our side, we have Microsoft in the play as it relates to AI safety and security to ensure that AI is not harmful to the user and is honest and is ultimately trustworthy. So you need to look at all layers of your technology stack to ensure data privacy and security along the way.
Yeah. And Bob, you have any thoughts on security?
Yeah, I mean, clearly with all the data that's being passed around and used for AI, security is going to be a major role. I think as it pertains to the network, it's in particular, right, we've been talking for a long time, it's hard to say connectivity without saying secure connectivity as well. So as organizations begin building out their AIs, building out their own models, like I said, really important to take into consideration how they're going to ensure the secure transfer of that data, ensure the privacy of the data, and then once the models are built and so forth, like you said, there's a lot that goes into what are they actually putting into it, right, and making sure that that's secure and protected.
Yeah, absolutely. You could think about it. We have those terms where we say, hey, there's a use case AI for networking and networking for AI. The same way you can think about AI for security and also security for AI. So you need to also update your security processes and procedures, penetration testing, how do attacks against your AI are going to look like. So you need to build up expertise and have, again, strategic partners in play that also look at AI from that perspective. Yeah, because it's a new technology stack, so there's an attack surface that you need to manage. Yeah.
All right, well, AI and humans working together. Anything else you guys want to add?
I think we almost said it all.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great panel discussion, I think. Yeah. So let's see what's going to happen there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, clearly it's coming, right? The era of the AI coworker is coming. So be on the lookout for that. On behalf of Bob Laliberte and Markus Nispel, I'm Zkast from ZK Research, and thanks for watching. Give us a like, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time on my next episode of Zkast. Thanks, guys.